The Lord told me that many times provision is made for His people in accordance with their prayers, and angels are sent to make it happen. But when time comes for them to step into what the Lord has done in the Spirit, people go their own way instead and get into trouble. He told me that many have even died because the angels prepared in one area, but the people went in another direction, and the angels have to stick to their assignment and can't rescue people in these cases. He showed me an example of what he was talking about. Suddenly, we were standing in the air looking down into a church. I saw below us a young single woman with 2 children sitting on the back pew. She was listening to the sermon, but her mind wasn't on the sermon. I heard her thinking to the Lord about some answers she needed. I heard her prayers and thoughts as she ignored the sermon and complained to the Lord about her situation. The Lord explained that her husband had left her and she was living with her parents, which is why she was in that church. He said she hadn't gotten a job yet and her car was broken down. In her mind, she was saying things like, "Lord, you said you'd be the father to the fatherless, but look at my kids. Where have you been faithful to them? Why have you abandoned me? Where is your provision? How am I going to get a job without a car? And how can I get the car fixed without a job? This isn't mom and dad's problem. Show me how to get my life and finances back in order." My heart went out to this young mother who was thinking the Lord had abandoned her, and she couldn't understand why He was allowing this difficulty. Then I turned to my left to ask the Lord what could be done, but what I saw stopped the words in my throat. Tears were streaming down His face as He heard what she was saying. He said, "She is in this church because of loyalty to her parents, but she knows she is supposed to be going to another church." Just then I saw a church to our left that was across town and a pastor delivering a message to his congregation that I heard this woman asking the Lord about. Jesus said He was teaching a series on finances and establishing God's order in life. She should have been in that other church getting her answers. He said that beyond her, her children had a call on their lives that was being delayed and stifled because of her emotional unwillingness to do what was right. He said, "She is seeking answers, and I have provided the answers, but she is looking in the wrong place." He turned to the church across town and pointed out a man in a t-shirt sitting towards the front left. "Do you see this man? He is a mechanic, and I have commanded him to fix her car." He pointed out one older woman sitting with 2 friends. "Do you see this lady? She babysits children in her home, and I have commanded that she watch her children." Then he pointed out another man. "Do you see this man? He owns a business in the town that has an opening for a receptionist, and I have commanded him to give her that job." Suddenly, I saw off to our left, at about a 45-degree angle, what appeared to be something of an assembly line. It was like a pathway into the future, and there were angels on both sides of this path. There wasn't a conveyor belt or anything like that, but I saw angels darting in and out of the path, while some stood on the side, arranging things. Jesus said, "This is my will for her for the next 2 years. The angels have prepared a job for her, as I've said, as well as the job and an apartment within 2 months, and I'm also sending her to school to complete her education. All this has been prepared for her to walk in." Then off to our right, I saw another path going 2 years into the future. Unlike the other path, which was lit by God's glory, this was dimly lit, and had only 1 or 2 angels on the side, looking rather inactive. Before I could ask what I was seeing, he said to me, "This is the path she is heading down, which is outside my will." As soon as the command goes forth for the Father's will, the angels are assigned to make ready everything that's needed. People will often start out along the right path, but when decisions that require growth or character are required, they sometimes back off from our perfect will and go their own way. This is what you are seeing happening in her life. I am faithful and will do what I can, but the angels respond to the command in the perfect will of the Father, and cannot change assignments at their will to excuse people's disobedience. We will not be blamed on the final day of judgment. When all is revealed, Everyone will see we have faithfully kept their words of commitment to us. He said that sometimes these mistakes are evident quickly, other times it may take months or years before the person realizes they miss God and haven't been seeing His provision. He said they know in their spirit something is wrong, but most often they try to figure it out with their minds. The Lord then brought up something that had happened early in our married life to drive the point home. My wife and I felt led to move to a particular city in September, but my head reasoned that moving in May would be better. It would be springtime, rental properties would be more available, and the timing was good for us. So I made the decision and moved us and our 6-month-old son there in May. Nothing opened up for ministry, no church needed a pastor. I found myself working 2 jobs to help make ends meet, and the duplex we found to rent was very much below the standard where I wanted to move my young family. In early June, my wife came home from a Bible study and left our son in the car while she went to open up the house. She soon realized she had not taken her house keys with her and was locked out of the house. She went around the back and found the bathroom window over the shower and tub left open, and crawled through. While sitting on the windowsill, she put out her hand to grab the shower curtain rod, supposing it to be a sturdy grip by which to swing down to the floor. As she put her weight on the bar, it gave way and she fell head first, hitting her right cheek on the toilet seat with the full weight of her body behind her. This shattered her right cheek, right eye socket, and she had 2 skull fractures radiating over the right side of her head. Struggling to maintain consciousness, she remembered our 6-month-old son, still in his car seat in the back seat of our car on a sunny 80-degree day. She managed to stumble next door to find that our neighbors didn't speak English. Fortunately, she was able to communicate to them about our son in the car, and then dialed 911 herself before she collapsed. Reconstructive surgery repaired the eye socket and cheekbone, but the doctor said she would have double vision, blurred vision, and complete numbness over the right side of her face, like a stroke victim, because the main channel for the nerves on the right side was completely shattered. He told us that at the outside was a chance it might grow back, but it would be at least 6 months before any sensation would be noticed, and that full feeling would never return. To Barb's credit, she refused this prognosis, and we set her up with tapes on healing, and gave thanks continually for God's healing power. She slept very little the first week, and every waking moment was spent thanking and praising God for His power to heal. Within 7 days, feeling started to return, and within 30 days, she had normal feeling and was 100% restored. The doctor was amazed and had never seen anything like it. To this day, some 19 years later, she has never had blurred or double vision, and her face feels and functions normally. The Lord reminded me that He had very clearly led us to move in September, not in May. In September, a church called who needed a pastor. It was part-time, but another job opened up with the Christian company, and things began falling into place. Between May and September, all my praying and speaking the word didn't change our lives one bit, but when early September came, everything fell into place. He told me that my angel had arranged everything for September, and he could not change his assignment or forgive my disobedience. Barb and my young son had nearly died because I had not obeyed the voice of the Lord and moved in His timing.